it used to be something which had so much energy that it created the Big Bang.
So it's not from non-existent, from something. I mean, that I can understand, because the concept of getting something from absolute nothing, it's not possible.
No.
It's not rational to think that you can get something out of nothingness.
Yeah, that's the thing about what do you think is nothingness.
Nothingness is absence of everything.
Yes, of everything, but
Energy,
even energy or not.
having energy.
You see, have you heard of Professor Lawrence Krauss?
Klaus.
Professor Lawrence Krauss. He's a very well-renowned physicist.
Klaus, let me think about it.
He wrote a book called The Universe from Nothing.
Wait, let me think about the name. Yeah, I think I heard of it, yes.
So universe from nothing. So people think nothing means nothing, but actually his nothing is something. There is fluctuation,
Yeah.
there is quantum fields.
Yes.
Yep. So what we are saying, nothing is the absence of everything, including quantum fields, including gravity, including fluctuations, including quarks or neons and gluons or whatever, people thinking, including vacuums, because the vacuum isn't empty.
Yes.
Yeah? So we cannot say nothingness can generate something in that definition of nothing.
In that definition of nothingness, of course not.
Right. So that means if we exist now,
Yes.
which we do,
Yes.
could there be a point in time in inverted quotes, because time itself is very difficult to understand,
Yes.
that there was absolute nothingness at one point?
So, like, from this point of view, no. But if you are, like, if you think, if your definition of nothingness is that there's totally nothing at all, then it's wrong. So, from the start on, there can't be a word like this. So, you're saying that there must be something else.
So there has to be something always.
Yes. So that nothingness could come. So you could maybe say nothingness can't exist in a word like this. So
There has to be always something.
Yeah.
So if we take a step further, there has to be always something. Now think about this. This something that has to exist always. What would be the attributes of that something?
that something.
What would be the qualities and attributes? Something that exists always. Either that something, let's say this something is alphabet A of the alphabet, right?
Yeah.
A. You can ask, where did A come from? Did A come from something else? Or A is always in existence? Because why stop at A? So you can have these possibilities where A came from B, B came from C, and so on, ad infinitum. Carries on. Or it stops somewhere, up to Z, for example. And there is nothing beyond that. Z is the first thing that has always been there. Which makes more sense? The one that has no end of cycle of causes, or there is a first cause?
I'm not sure about that because I don't I'm just looking at the moment, not at the very, very beginning, because I think that's what people think, how do you say, just like we think about it. People are arguing about if there is a cause or not, and I don't want to make a point of it, to it, because I don't know, I don't have enough facts, you know?
But we have enough critical thinking to come to a point. So I simply, as we have agreed on, the first point is, if something exists now, there has to be always something in our understanding of something and nothing.
Yes.
The next point we can actually explore. What we have, we can explore. Either there is some causes for our universe, which goes ad infinitum, one cause which was caused by something else, and so on and so forth, or there wasn't an infinite number of causes. It's easy to understand infinity in one way as well. Imagine I want to transfer something, right? My keys. From my hand to your hand. Okay? So it's an action to take place.
Yes.
If there are infinite number of people in front of you and me, infinite number, this has to go through infinite number of people, him to him. And likewise, infinite number, would it ever reach your hand?
Probably yes, because I might probably be one of those numbers in the field of infinity.
No, I'm saying there are infinite number. There's already infinite number in front of you.
Already.
Yes.
So, but infinity has no end, so I'm part of the infinity too. You know.
No, I'm
Of the
saying
chain.
in the infinite chain, there are already infinite number of people. Infinite, never ending. Means infinite meanings there's someone in front of you.
Yes.
Someone in front of you, someone in front of you. In a situation like this, will it ever come to your hand? I'm saying no, it will never. Because the moment you think it's going to come to your hand, there's someone in front of you.
Okay.
It will never take place.
Okay. So, but by that, so it's like
Same as like
it's like with the mathematic levers, you know.
this is
You're
called-
the borderline, so it never would reach it. Yes, I
So,
agree.
so this is the problem of infinite regress, in which you will never come to this point. So if our universe exists now as an action through whether you want to call the cosmological Big Bang or any other models, for our universe to come into this reality as an action to take place, if there are infinite number of causes, infinite number of creators or infinite number of gods, it will never come to this point.
Yes, I understand.
So what that establishes, again, using critical thinking, that the causes of our universe is not ad infinitum with cause A, B, C, Z, ZA, ZB, ZC, and so on. There actually is a point where there is no further beyond that. What we say as Muslims, as believers, as theists, that this is the first cause, the creator, the ultimate, the absolute creator. And that makes rational sense, because the other options are irrational.
So you're talking about what do you, so you call the very beginning.
So this first cause is what we call
God.
creator of our universe. So to make it simplicity's sake, the creator.
Yes.
And that creator, then we will say, must possess by necessity certain qualities and attributes.
So what I meant to say later on is that for the very beginning, for the very start of it, that you call creator of the universe. I don't have a name, and I don't want to name it like God and creator stuff, because I don't know what it is.
But we know it's the creator, it's the cause of our creation. This universe is an act that took place, an act of creation from while it wasn't here. If something came into existence while prior to being nothing, while prior not being in this form, so this is a creative act. So the one that did it, we call it creator. So that's something that's not too much of a dispute. So the first cause is the creator, ultimately, of this universe. Whether there are many causes in between or he's the only one.
So that's a question, because I might want to ask you if, because I don't know about the beginning. I'm just like, they must have been something. You call it the creator. Is there like the creator is always there, or is there like a cause for the creator?
As we established, if there was a cause for this creator, who caused this creator, who caused the creator? And you go on ad infinitum. And it will come to a point again, you'll have to say, there has to be a point where it stops.
Okay, so you think that there has been like
So
that?
whether you make millions and zillions creators in between or not, ultimately the end, the cause is the first cause. And that is the creator that we believe in. The creator that brought this universe into existence.
Okay.
Which is not caused itself or himself. There is no creator for that creator. So the question doesn't apply like who created the creator, because we've already exhausted this. Yeah? So what would be the necessary qualities or properties, attributes of this cause, the first cause, creator?
For me, like what you are calling the creator, I did
What would you want to call it? Cause?
No, I think it's more or less like energy, like quantum energy.
Okay, energy. The first energy that hasn't got anything else to cause it to be there.
Yes.
What other properties and qualities does this energy have that brought us into existence?
Coincidence.
Coincidence? I would say unlikely. I'll tell you, I'll give you an example and say why not. I would say this energy possesses something called self-awareness and a will. Power, of course, energy is power. It's already given in that definition. If you're not self-aware and you don't make a willing choice, then could this be the result? For example, this is the example I'm going to give you. Imagine there is a room in which there's a table and, okay, call it a kitchen.
Okay.
I don't want to eventually label it as a kitchen. It's a kitchen. There's a cooker there and a freezer there and water supply and everything.
Yes.
Now, if there is no conscious, willing, self-aware something that is going to do something, do you think having the milk inside the fridge, water in the tap, but not running, and in the cupboard there's a cup and a plate, and there's the tea there, and a sugar in another pot, and a spoon somewhere else, do you think without someone willing to make tea with 2 sugars, this will just happen by coincidence, ever?
No, I think like in the beginning, it was more like this quantum energy or this energy by coincidence.
But before you go to that example, let's talk about this kitchen. Would a cup of tea with 2 sugars ever be produced in that kitchen?
In that kitchen by coincidence?
Yeah.
Not in this form, because what I wanted to say, I wanted to respond. I just wanted to say what I mean, why I'm responding like this.
Okay.
I think that first of all, with this energy and the coincidence, is created some form of atoms, and by coincidence, atoms start to create small particles, small moleculars, and if they reach after reaching a certain size, so a certain complexity, they're with the beginning of this. Sorry, just a second. So with by coincidence, they were the first kind of organism, and with the starting of being organism being there was the start of the will. What do you call self? How do you? Yes. Yes. So it started with the organisms, because the organisms kind of figured out that their mechanisms are working well for them. So all the mechanisms are working good and they have enough energy to exist. So they started to develop this, how do you say it, self-awareness? Yes. And this is the point where you can talk about your kitchen. So from this point on, there must be a will, but the will is the will of all the organisms, you know what I mean?
So why would there not be a cup of tea with 2 sugars produced from that kitchen? Firstly, let's understand why not.
Because there's too much substance. So I'm just talking about coincidence.
So when you have an energy, how does this energy produce something without being aware of it? So where did the energy come from is inherent within this particular cause. It was not given. Because we're talking about the first cause, the prime mobile, the first cause which exists by necessity. If it doesn't have a will on self-awareness, you're saying something proceeds from it and then eventually these things gather together. Do you know how complex the first living cell is?
It is very
It is
complex.
impossible to self-organize. Impossible. Why? Because to make a living system, a cell, it has certain organelles, whether it's a lysosomes and mitochondria. Yes. We are talking about proteins and enzymes.
Yes.
To make proteins, you need DNA. To make DNA, you need proteins. It's a catch-22 situation. You can't have it. It's not going to work.
It's like. May I answer?
You can.
So I think before you had a complex cell, even the cell developed from in a long process, because there's it's called, I think, Mitochondria in German, which is like the theory of the mitochondria, you know, like the nuclear power of the cell.
But remember, there are no laws within the universe. There is no laws. There is no gravitational constant. There is no Planck's constant. All these constants in the universe doesn't exist because that energy didn't create any of that. So now, things won't just form. There is no forces of attraction or repulsion. It just wasn't created.
No, I think like what concept you call creator or God.
But this energy didn't do any of that.
No, because it happened by a coincidence.
Are you saying by coincidence the law formed, the law of attraction formed?
Yes.
By coincidence the law of repulsion formed by coincidence?
Because energy used to respond to energy. So if there's a certain amount of...
So the law forms by themselves?
If there's a certain concentration of energy in one part, because you have like space and energy.
Which makes sense that this energy consciously decides to put the order in this universe, or it just happened by coincidence?
It happened by coincidence, I think.
It makes sense. So do you think if I have all the ingredients to make a jumbo jet, a Boeing 707, and I put it in a warehouse, and I leave it there, and every now and then I create some explosion. So by chance, I expect the next generation, Boeing 747, 707, A437, whatever, to produce, right?
No, because it's like, I think what you are trying to, so we're talking about coincidence. I think the system of coincidence is working on a very, very small scale. So it doesn't work for huge amounts of substance like for Boeing 7.
The reason why I'm saying is atom is not what you think atom is. You break down into quantum world. In quantum, see all these quantum particles interacting with each other. They are not simple. They're very complex in their interactions.
They are
that interaction is already an interaction to which there are rules and laws in place already.
And I think those rules and laws, you're talking about the small scale, it's more or less like the response of them to themselves. More or less.
Don't worry about the hecklers, they will come and go. Sorry.
More or less formed by the coincidence. So it's like by coincidence there were those quarks.
When you say coincidence, okay, what is coincidence?
It's just like...
Personally, I don't think there is such thing as coincidence. It doesn't exist. What is coincidence? If I flip a coin, brother, listen. If I flip a coin, yeah, £1 coin, whether it is head or tail, do you think it's coincidence?
Pardon, I didn't understand you because...
money, yes. Right? Do you have a £1 coin?
I didn't understand because somebody was talking.
Yeah, I know. Hecklers will come and they will whisper, don't worry. So you have a head and a tail, right?
Yes.
That's what we call a coin.
Yes.
Now, if I flip this coin and I fold on my hand, is it a coincidence? Is it a head or tail?
It is.
No, it's not. Let me tell you why it's not. If I know all the factors that are associated with this action, the density of this material, the weight, the humidity in the air, the temperature, the air pressure, the height as it falls, the force that I'm flicking this coin, and when it falls, the impact it's going to have on my hand, the pressure it's going to enforce on my hand and bounce back. If I factor all of this in my equation, we can pretty much most probably say it's going to be head or tail, because we know this is going to happen. The fact that I don't know all of these equation factors in my equation, I say by chance it's head or tail. But if I could eliminate and find all of these factors, you can say, yeah, it's going to be head and tail, and you can actually do that. So in that way, thank you, there is no coincidence. It's an awareness of the factors in play.
Yes, that's true. But there will always be, like, the understanding of our coincidence is that you don't know or you can't prove it. So,
but when you say we don't know and prove, remember, it's our ignorance of the matter, of the reality. If we knew it, you can say it's going to head or tail with most probability. It's highly probable it's going to be head or tail, right? This energy, when it did something, when you say coincidence, there is no such thing as a coincidence. When something happens, it happens through a what? I would say it happens because of the will, because of the decision from that energy. It makes sense that the energy then decides. That's why we say this creator possesses self-awareness, creator's power, possesses power, and a will to make things. Because when everywhere in our life we know and we see that it is by choice and will and by decision things happen. Nothing happens by coincidence. Nothing. Either it happens through our ignorance of the laws that are in place. For example, if someone throws something, you don't know whether it's going to hit that tree or not, whether it's going to damage that leaf or not. But if you knew all of it, you can pretty much say the probability of that leaf getting plucked from that tree, this is going to happen. You know that. So likewise, we say this universe follows certain rules and laws that is already built in.
That's what's important.
And who did built in? That's the first cause.
I think we're talking about the same thing because I think I know that there are natural laws like gravity and stuff, but about the beginning, so your point of view is that there's a creator with a will, and I say I don't think that is like this. I think I haven't got enough proof for it to say anything about
What
it.
proof have you got?
I don't have any.
Okay, you haven't got any proof.
So
Okay, fine.
that's the reason why I also told you, this gentleman, that I don't want to make a point about it. That I don't want to say, okay, there's the creator or the being you or the creator you call it. So I think I don't have enough proof to say what is in the beginning, and I don't have enough proof to say yes, there is reason A, and it started with all that. Or I don't have enough, and I don't have enough proof to say no, there has to be a reason A. There always had to be like a infinitive chain reaction. It's just like I don't think we have enough facts to talk about it.
Okay, you see that camera there, that phone?
Yes. And I think I would like to stop this discussion, but I don't want anybody to film me. I'm just like too long in this space.
That's fine, we can wrap this up. I'm saying, you can see this is Canon and Nikon, right? They've designed it. That particular one in particular, I can't see who designed it. Would I be reasonable to say this has no designer because I don't know who the designer is?
You know,
Would it be reasonable for me to say this camera is not designed because I don't know who designed it?
you can say that you know that there should be a designer because it's already an amount of substance there. But I'm talking about this about the circumstance before the very beginning of substance, and that's why what we are arguing about. Now, you say there's a created. I say I don't know what there is, and I don't have any facts based on that.
But the difference is, I'm saying, when we look at the reality around us,
Yes.
whether it's this camera or the whole universe in its operation,
Yes.
I see the action of a designer in place. When I see the camera, I don't need to know whether it's manufactured by Apple or Samsung, whoever. I know this has a designer by looking at itself as the complexity and organization within this camera. I look at this universe, I see the harmony of the universal constants, the things that are there. You can say this camera is just a coincidence and believe in it. You can believe in that. You can believe the camera came by itself through coincidence. But me, I cannot accept that.